So I graduate tomorrow, and I want to talk a bit about it because of the fact that I go to a tiny, tiny school. And so let's just say let's talk about that. So I it's just unfathomable for some people in smaller towns or in bigger cities to fathom that my graduating class, including me, is just 30. Seriously. If we're including ones who dropped out, it's probably closer to 40. And if we're including ones who dropped out this year, it'd be 31. Um, so, like, it's just wild that it's this small. I used to live in a town of 14,000 people, so like that was a bigger town. There's a lot more people there. There were separate schools. Like there were, I think, 7 or 8 elementary schools. I think one big middle school and one big high school. And I never went to the middle school or high school. I did 6th and 7th grade. I hate that. At a charter school because I got accepted into it or something. 8th grade, moved to the school that I am now graduating from. So in my schooling career, I went to a couple different schools. I went to a building just for kindergarten, in my hometown, in a town of 14,000 people. Then I did 4 years of elementary at an elementary school in that same town. 1 year at the new elementary school for all the 4th and 5th graders from across the district, which that's like a whole different story. I feel that was a giant waste of money. And like I heard that I heard the guy who got to name the school wanted to like name a school himself. Like he didn't name it after himself, he just wanted to be the one to name it. And so I've heard some possible things that it could have been because just to feel the guy's ego. I don't know. I've never met the guy, so don't take my word for that. And I'm not even saying who it is. I don't even remember the name. Yeah, 5th grade was at that school, and then 6th and 7th grade. That meme is dead. I hate being reminded of it. I went to a private charter school that I got accepted into. I don't even remember how. In 8th grade, like I said, all this. Went to the school, or I started going to the school where I now graduate from. So this school is actually a school I've gone to for the longest. And here's the thing. There are some kids who have gone here since kindergarten. Like, out of my graduating class, let's say a little more than half of them have gone to this school since kindergarten. And so, like, there was a presentation video today, which was, like, while we were getting ready for the graduation rehearsal, there was a presentation, or a video playing on a projector of, like, memories over the years. And I was in some of it. They had one for all the seniors with baby photos and their senior photos and then their quotes. And but then they also did stuff for like the senior trip and senior prank. I was actually surprised because that was not even a week ago. And so that was nice that they did that. But like the remember when section, I said to my friends, I'm like, you know, these people I have, like a lot of these people have known each other their entire school careers. And I've only known these kids for 5 years. And my friend's like, well, less than half of it probably. I'm like, yeah. And that is a long story. I mentioned in some of my videos talking about school, the long story. So maybe I'll get into it one day. I don't know, depending on how I feel. Like that's a whole personal situation. So I'm not gonna get into like the depths of that. All you need to know is I skipped the entirety of my junior year, and half of each year. So let's just say that. There's more to it. I'll probably say it in another video. Like in the yearbook, with like, remember when, there's a section where it's like, remember when, and it's showing like all my classmates when they were younger in like elementary school, going to the same school. And I'm not there because I came here in 8th grade. And there, excuse me, there's some of my classmates who are graduating this year who came after me. And so it's like, really, and they're also not in here, so I'm not really surprised that I'm not really surprised I'm not in that page. But like it also says things for like some kids who did come here after me. And my friends and I have joked like, oh, it should say, remember when I skipped like half the year or something. But no, instead it mentions one kid's farts and the one time one wore sweatpants or jeans to school. That's probably the funniest thing in the yearbook quote, or in the yearbook where it says, "The one day this kid wore jeans to school because he didn't do his laundry and he was out of sweatpants." I think I've talked about that before. It was like I haven't known these people for as long, and I'm graduating with them. And like with it being such a small town, everyone knows about it. Like we all know each other. In this yearbook, I have all the signatures from the seniors. I got every single senior signatures. It didn't take me that long. I got it the day that I had it to school with me for the first time. I got like more than half of them done, and got all of them but one done the next day during lunch, and then got the last one done the final day of school. So yeah, I have, like, it was like, yeah, I know everybody in my class. No one really knows me, though. Despite the fact that, like I said, it's a small school, no one really knows me. That's my point of this. Because I don't talk to a lot of people outside my friend group. I could have easily like, gotten mixed up in a wrong crowd. Because like I just followed one of my friends around, or someone who became my friend. I followed him around in 8th grade because we had the exact same schedule. So I went to every class with him. I sat by him at lunch, sat with his friends at lunch. I became friends with his friends, and yeah, that's how I got my friends. And it's like, that's also why I've been single my entire high school career, because I don't talk to people outside my friend group, because I am really, really, really bad in social situations. So, yeah. That's also not to mention, like, can't name any girl in our class who isn't single, or who is single. They're all dating someone. So, not even factoring in they wouldn't like me. Because one of my friends went up to, like, really the only girl in our class that I talked to and said, "Yo, how much money would it take for you to go on a date with Trevor?" I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, are you seriously saying this? Oh my god." And she just says one word. Lots. And I just go, ouch! Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, no one really knows me because, like I said, I skipped my junior year, and so my class's impression of me is the same as I was sophomore year. They see me the same way, and you know how I know? Because I got voted teacher's pet in the yearbook. Would I consider myself a teacher's pet? No, but then again, also during the final week of school, I saw the teacher put two decimal points in something. I'm like, "You put 2 decimal points there," and he's like, "Oh." And so my friend was joking, like, "Oh, I'm not a teacher's pet, also me. Yo, there's 2 decimals there." It was kind of funny. It was like, after the photo was taken, I asked the teacher who took the photo, I asked him to email it to me. I asked him to send it to me, and he's like, "Yeah, you got AirDrop?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I pull up my phone, and one of the girls who was in the photo, and another girl in our grade who was walking in the hall, was like, "Wait, you have a phone? You have an iPhone?" "Yeah." "Since when?" "It's always. I've never had an Android. I barely pulled it out during school." And so for like half of my class, if I go in this book right now, let's look. How many people did I not have a single class with this year? Don't think I had a class with him once, or him. Or him. Had one with her. I don't think I had. No, I had or one with her. I think 0 with her. 0 with her. 0 with her. 0 with her. I think 0 with her. 0 with her. 0 with her. 1 with her. 1 with her. Oh no, 2 with her. 1 with her. 0 with him, and 1 with him. So I've not had much classes with a lot of them. So like I was voted teacher's pet because they haven't really gotten to know me. And I'd say for the senior trip, and especially the senior prank, is when my class got to know me really well. Because the senior trip, I was mainly hanging out with my friends, but it's like none of my friends went to the senior prank. They weren't interested. I did. And the group senior prank was camping with tents on the front lawn the night before seniors got out a week early, so like the plan was camp out the night before the Monday of the next week. And so that's what we did. And it's like, so I'd say my class really got to know me then. And, you know, I have a really, like, I have a fun photo of me in the backseat of a car with, like, 7 or 8 girls from that night. It was literally just nothing, because, like, we were camping, and they were like, yo, we're going to head to someone's house to use the bathroom. Want to join with? And I said no. I was like, I already went. And I'm like, you know what? Let's say yes. And so I had to hop in the very back seat, and some of them were taking photos, and it just made me feel like super good about myself, even though I think literally everyone in that car had a boyfriend. So it just made me feel really good about myself that all the girls wanted to like hang out with me. Yeah, I'd say they did not know me. And I'm a very socially awkward person. Despite that should be pretty obvious because I talk to myself in YouTube videos. But yeah, I'm very socially awkward. But like with trying to think now. Where was I? Yeah, graduating from a small town, like they have senior banners and stuff outside the school of all 30 of us. And usually they would do like on lampposts in the town. But this year there wasn't enough lampposts. But you know what? At least I'm not forgotten. I was, like, my mom and I were genuinely worried. Will I be forgotten for these posters? I wasn't, thank God. You know why we were worried? I think I've talked about this in another video that will also be uploaded at the time of this one. In this yearbook, you open up to the front page, you will see the photo of all the seniors dressed up as KISS band members. Except for one. I don't even need to say who that one is. You already can guess. Me! I'm the only one not there. You know why? I didn't dress up. And I think that's why I'm not there. I didn't dress up. I didn't want to dress up. Look in here. Everybody dressed up. Why am I excluded from this page? I asked the senior advisor, and he goes, well, that's just how they wanted to format it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, no, I was just curious. I'm pretty pissed. Because, like, this year I was kind of the forgotten senior. I was left out in a lot of the emails for a while. I was basically told, like, a lot of the time it was like, yeah, Trevor, you got to get this form done. Dude, I never got sent the form. Because I was not included in the senior email list. And by the time, like, it was like April, I got a form for one of them. It was, I think, ordering flowers. I got it nearly 2 weeks later because they were like, you got to get it done. And I'm like, I never got it. And so, then as soon as I got it, I forwarded it to my mom, and I'm going to grab some tape or something from here. If I can grab it. Dispenser. There it is. But I forwarded it to my mom immediately, and she texts me pissed, like, why are you only sending me this 2 weeks later? Because I didn't get it until now. And my mom must have bitched to the school or something. I don't know, because for the final less than a month of school, for all the emails to the seniors, they said to me in 12th grade. Like, my email in 12th grade was separate. They just... And you know what? I've tried Google Workspace before. I doubt it would be that hard to add me to it. I highly doubt that. And I know it's Google Workspace because it's Google accounts. It's not Microsoft Outlook or any of that bullshit. So, and like there was also parent letters in this. My mom was never notified about that. My parents were never told. Like, once again, left out. But all this stuff. And so yeah, I hate to say it, but there's a genuine fear for me tomorrow that, like, like in the back of my head, I don't think it'll happen, but it's in the back of my head, like, will I walk up and they will say, Trevor, we do not have your diploma for you. That is something deep in my head I'm a little worried about. And I will find out tomorrow. So, hope it doesn't come to be that. I'll be pretty pissed if it does. Shit, I'm still in this chat, or oh, no, that's someone else. I'm just looking on Discord. Yeah, graduating from a small town, you get to be more connected with everybody, and so I'm really worried with college. I'm going off to college in a big city, like not a. I would never go to college in the Twin Cities. I would rather, I'd rather move across the country than go to the cities. Like, my issue with the cities is more political reasons, so I'm not going to get into that there. But it's like I'm just going to a bigger town with a bigger college. Could go to the college in my hometown, but it's like I feel trapped around here. I'm going to feel even more trapped if I go there. Oh, you can go to this college that's a little bit out this way. That college is in a town even smaller than my hometown. That would be even worse for me mentally. And so it's like, I don't know, I kind of feel I've been told what to do for the longest time. So I'm like, screw it. I'm an adult now. I'm going to college where I pick. I'm doing it how I pick. I'm going to probably regret it, but you know what? I want to do it how I want to do it. Because, like, I don't know, I don't remember what my mom went for, but, like, my dad went to a tech school. It was like, yeah, they know more about me. Or they do know more than me about, like, college and stuff. Like, honestly, I just want to do things my way sometimes. I graduated my way. My way was stupid. And I have some regrets. I have a lot of regrets of how I did it my way. But you know what? You don't live without trying your way. You don't live without doing it differently from everybody else. If everybody else tells you to do it, you're just another brick in the wall. So yeah. That's all I really have to say. Graduating from a small town. It's more connected. But the dating pool is smaller. There's also a lack of, like, extracurricular activities. There's nothing but sports. There's nothing for me. If it wasn't for the fact that I had already had friends, I would have probably, like, moved in with my dad a long time ago, and also if it was, like, up to me, I would have moved in with my dad and just went to the big high school, honestly. Because I don't know, I want more opportunities, and I don't feel like I have any in this tiny town of 500 people. Kindergarten through 12th grade, I estimated a couple years ago that it was around 500 people total. I now see that statistic to be false. And with the yearbook for this year, I can do the math. So we got 30 seniors. Yeah, I'm too lazy to do it all, count it all. From kindergarten through 12th grade. Yeah. Even though I'm not on the front page, I do appreciate that my name is on this yearbook, like everybody else. And it was free, too. I didn't have to pay for it. It was free. All the seniors got theirs for free. Yeah. Can't believe it's all over now.